Okay, today we have a chapter match between the New York Sentinels and the visiting New England Monarchs of the Armored Combat League here at Sword Class NYC in Manhattan, New York City.
This is a modern take on the medieval tournament. We do it all on foot, but the armor and the weapons are all documentable to the Middle Ages. It is full contact, so we are striking one another with full force with the weapons. Today you'll see is a melee. This is team combat, and the purpose and objective is to get everyone on the other team knocked down onto the ground.
What's going to happen here today, what you're guys are going to witness is basically a chapter match.
A chapter is your local group.
Moist.
Here in New York, we have two chapters because we're so big. The New York Sentinels, who are fighting today, and the Long Island Harlequins.
As I'm sure you heard, we have 3 versus 3, 5 versus 5, 10 versus 10, 15 versus 15. This is a little bit of the smaller versions of that. All the chapters around the area have a better chance of fighting, and it's kind of like a good way for us to practice against one school to another until we get to like the regional conference events, where then they start pooling the best of the fighters from every chapter into regional teams. For example, our first swords team, which I'm also a part of. These chapter matches kind of help us determine fighters' abilities, who's kind of getting seeded a little bit. It's a good way to like review different people and see how they fight, how well they mesh well together as a team. And then we have regional commanders that pick and choose fighters from these chapters to create bigger teams to go internationally to fight like other regional teams and things like that.
We have the Manchester Monarchs, and they happen to be the national melee champions in the ACL, Armored Combat League. So we're going to have a tough fight, but it'll be fun, and we have a lot of new people on our team, so they'll get some good experience.
Today's going to be a hard fight, honestly. We're against the Monarchs. They're one of the best teams out there. They train constantly, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. They come from the Knights Hall, which is a dedicated school to the sport. Top quality fighters. We expect to get hit hard, move a lot. It's going to be tough for us, but I think the Sentinels, the team that we're fighting from New York, I think we have a good chance against them. We're not doubtful. We're not scared of them. We'll go after them, but it's going to be tough, and there's no way around that.
Well, the New England teams are made up of guys and girls who train at the Knights Hall, and that's basically the original school for this sport of the Armored Combat League, and so they tend to do very well. Jay, their captain, Jay Brooks, well, I don't know if he's serving as the captain of the team, but he was one of the first to do this, and he's done very well in other similar games, and he has an axe and he knows how to use it. So the big trick for the Sentinels is to figure out how to neutralize Jay and then to take advantage of those opportunities when he's not on the field. If the Sentinels can do those two things, then they'll come out ahead. Otherwise, it may well be the Monarchs match. fight. I see 2 on 3. I see 2 on 3.
What are you doing? There you go.
Fight! What's going on? Okay, everybody let go here. Everybody let go. Everybody let go. Everybody okay? One seat around the throat. Okay, let's stop everybody. Can we start from this position? Yeah. Okay, stand and ready. Go. Nobody lock up with anybody. Ready, fight!
Start talking. Greg, go help over there. Greg, go help over there. Finish them off.
It's all you guys, all you.
Stay down, stay down.
Greg, start chopping. The other way.
Winner, New England.
Manchester. Manchester.
Turn them
Thank you.
It's gonna take a minute.
Now you're good. Take all the time you need. There's a hook back there.
You're good.
This is another day in paradise. You okay? Okay.
Pardon me.
Hey, can you do two? Swing! Do it again! That's hard! Take! You don't want!
Stop it. Stop.
Armor! Stop fight!
Yes. For the sake of the armor safety, you're right there. We haven't done anything to get out of the ring.
Good job, Erica.
Ready, fight.
That's so hard.
Go, go.
Nice.
This is because that could wind up going behind the knee. You didn't actually hit him yet, but be careful. Okay. Stand and ready. Fight.
Swinging one, swing two. Never just throw one. Go low on him, go low. Swing more than he does. Keep swinging, There you go. You're getting close, you're swinging. You're getting close, you're swinging. There you go. That was a good bite.
15 seconds.
Finish strong. Go low on him, go low.
Stop, keep going.
Good. Get the boy.
that way too. I did one of these too. And you were just like, I ran away. I won't do this.
The rules of a melee are very simple. One team has to get the entire other team on the ground, or to make them quit. Get pain compliance sometimes. Most of the guys who do this are tough enough that they're not going to quit until they're on the ground. So you can keep them down in the dirt, kick their feet out, pick them up and throw them, whatever it takes. The fight's not over until one team is completely down.
Ze Stanów Zjednoczonych. Za chwilę
There's no amount of pain that would make it worth it.
we did what we came here to do.
Jesteśmy upadnie, nie może się podnieść!